What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Little Scale Cars YouTube channel. Today in the review box, we have the Porsche 911 Cabriolet from Matchbox. This is a new for 2024 casting, the first new for 2024 casting from Matchbox that we will be reviewing, only 7 months into the year. We're getting there, though. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at this one and see if it is worth adding to your collections. So let's get things started with our casting. Taking just a quick look at our proportions here, you will see that our proportions are pretty good. There's really nothing that you could really complain about a whole lot. It is done very, very nicely. What is metal? Well, basically everything that you see that is red is metal. But this stuff down here, this is also metal as well, so very, very nice here. Even down here, this bits of the base are, not the base, but towards the end here, this is metal. It's just got a tampo over it. But this little section in here, no, this is metal too. I'm stupid. All right, so we do get mirrors for this casting, so that's very nice to see. Interior on a open top car like this, very important that it's nicely detailed, and we do get some fairly nice details inside there. All of our body lines that you'd want to see are casted in and looking good. This even got the little gas cap on this side. This back here, this is actually textured, so you can hear that. That is casted in beautifully. And then up front, all those little details in this section here, these are actually casted in and textured as well, which look really good. And then I believe this is a piece of the interior poking all the way through there because it does look a little plastic, which overall just a very nicely done, very nicely engineered casting that came out looking pretty good. For the paint and deco, there's really not a lot to say. It's a nice, simple red color. The only thing I would like to have seen was perhaps a brighter shade of red that really pops, kind of like the moving parts Carrera from a few years back. But this is not bad, and I don't think anyone would really complain about this being the initial first release of the casting. So moving into our details, starting up front, you can see that we do have two headlights. They are a tampo. They are very nicely applied, no misaligned anything or nothing. Then we do get a little Porsche logo there, again, looking very, very nice. Inside here, this has all been tampoed on, which looks good. It's a little bit tough to see, but there are extra little headlight bars in there. I'm not sure if these are like the running lights or if these are like a fog light, whatever they are. They are in there, though, and they do have a little tampo, and that looks really, really good. Down to the sides here, we have gold rims. So the rim choice is, I think it's actually a decent rim choice. I would not have gone with gold, though. I am actually tempted to take an Expo marker to these and remove the plating from them just to make black rims. But if that is your cup of tea, then good for you. Into the back here, this section did get a tampo. We talked about it being textured already, so that looks good. We did get an entirely light bar down here with the little Carrera logo there too, badging. Down below here, this is once again another tampo of like the skirt area, and then the license plate gets a tampo as well. So very nice tampo work for this one as a whole. Moving into our roll test, it should be no real surprise that this one does roll since it is a Matchbox Basic. I went ahead and put it on the scale and it came out to be 33.87 grams. So it definitely has some decent weight to it, but it's not crazy heavy either. Pros and cons, getting started with our pros. The biggest pro is going to be your price point. Only $1, $1.25, depending on where you find it, somewhere in that range, for a decently, nicely done model. The casting is done greatly. If you're not a huge fan of the details, maybe you're a good enough artist to fix them the way you like them. But for $1.25, no complaints really on that. And then the just extra level of details that we got up front, especially for me, I really, really like that. Those little lights inside there really are cool to me. I enjoy that little extra touch that normally I feel like Matchbox or Hot Wheels probably would have ignored at the basic level. Cons. So for me, there's really not any massive cons. The gold wheels are probably my biggest I don't like the gold rims. And then the thing that I have seen people complaining about with this casting is the windshield. So a lot of people think that the windshield does not sit properly. They think it's a little too flat, which I could see. I would see maybe wanting it to stick up maybe a little bit higher like so. But for me, I don't see it. I can see that it's a little bit flat, but I I don't think it's bad enough that it really hurts me any. But that is the biggest complaint, so on the cons list it goes. For some quick size comparisons, here we have it with some other Porsche 911s that you might have, with the 911 GT3 from Hot Wheels and the 911 GT2 RS from Mini GT. And here we have it with some other castings with no roof, with the Tomica Lotus 311 and the Hot Wheels BMW i8 Roadster. Getting into our overall scores then. The hype level for this one was about an 8 out of 10. There's two Porsche castings that were new for 2024. So I think the two of them kind of shared a little bit of the hype. Some people were more excited for one, some people were more excited for the other. So the hype level is going to be an 8 out of 10 for this one. The execution, I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. Maybe I'm being a little rough on it, I don't know. But when I saw that many complaints about the windshield, I thought that I should probably dock it a little bit. Community input, here is what the Council of Diecast had to say. As you can see, a whole lot of them were fairly critical of this one, more critical than I was. So that is their opinions though, and obviously my opinion is a little higher than what seems to be the average here. That is going to come out to be roughly 7.8. When we add these scores together, we are going to end up with an 8.1 out of 10, which I feel like is a pretty fitting and pretty fair score for this casting overall. The hype level wasn't crazy for this one. I would say more people were excited for the other casting that we'll be reviewing here in the next few weeks. But I don't know. That one, a lot of people have complaints about as well. The execution of this one, I think, was pretty good, though, especially for only the $1 price point. And I, as I've mentioned before, really like how they did the front tampo work, detailing, and stuff like that. Even the casting work and lines, when you really get up close and look at it, I think that is phenomenally done. The window, obviously, seems to be most people's complaint. And then a lot of people, well, I shouldn't say a lot of people, a few people didn't like the proportions of the rear, but I think that looks pretty accurate, so I wouldn't include it in a complaint from me. But even if you're not a massive fan of the windshield, I would say that this casting is still definitely worth picking up. I don't really see any huge glaring issues that would make the casting just absolutely garbage to you. So if you're into it, go for it. If you're maybe kind of on the fence with it, like I am, maybe one or two examples. And then if you just hate it, it's probably not one you're going to miss too much. And with that, that will wrap up this review, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you give it a like. Make sure you subscribe if you are new. And leave any comments that you have for me or about this model down below. And I will see you in the next video.